Happy Friday, campers. So today what I want to do is a very, very short episode, but people keep asking me why I do these podcasts. And it's very, very simple. There's two reasons. Number one, I do these podcasts because I genuinely love it. But that's not one of the reasons. I really do enjoy it. I love the fact that people, do you know, there's actually three reasons. Networking is number one, not no particular order. One of them is networking. I meet and talk to some amazing people and learn so much about other people's businesses. I get to talk to other people about self-storage, and I'm a geek and I love it. Number two is that I think it's going to be cool as shit with me documenting the process from taking nothing to building this business up to I don't know, selling out for 200 million, 100 million, 200 million, 250 million, quarter of a billion, whatever it may be. I know, I understand that 250 million is exactly the same as quarter of a billion. So I just think it'll be cool. I think it'll be cool the fact I've documented the whole, that from start to finish. And so there's a lot of selfish reasons. I want to do that. I want to document it. I want to look back on my life and think, yeah, there we go. I can write a book. I can write, whatever. I can do, and not because I want to earn any money from it, because at that point, money becomes irrelevant. But it holds me accountable. It really does. And so I love doing it. And part of that reason as well, part of number two is that my kids, my family can see the journey from inception to selling. And I just think that's cool. If I could see my dad's journey from selling out for seven figures from when because my dad was brought up in a council estate, and if I could see that start from start when he first started up, when he nearly lost the business because of the interest rates and the crash for the house, for houses, 15% was it or something, I don't know. And he used to come in from work. Mum used to go out to work to waitress, and then there was like two passing ships. It was amazing, really, what them two have achieved. And if I could ever watch my mum and dad do that, and my dad documented it and talked about it, and holy shit, I'd be listening to it every single day. I think it'd be cool as chips. Cool as chips. What the hell is that? Yeah, and so hopefully my kids one day will be watching this, and my kids as well. And it's kind of a legacy play. But here's one of the other reasons, and this is what I want to talk about today, is that it's educating the other self-storage owners. And I believe that, because people say to me, why are you giving away all your secrets? But it's good for me, and it's good for you. It's good for, and the more educated we are about self-storage facilities and how to run a self-storage facility, the better. What we don't want is cowboys coming into the industry and not understanding about revenue, not understanding about price per square foot, and then competing on price, and not understanding the demographics, not understanding the criteria, and just undercutting people. That is not what we want. Excuse me. What we want to do is, I welcome competition, but I welcome clever competition. I welcome intelligent competition. I don't welcome somebody coming into my market and then slashing prices, because that's not good for them and it's not good for me. It's unintelligent. It's stupid business owners. And that's what self-storage has got to be worried about. That's what we've got to be wary of. That is why, one of the reasons why I do these podcasts is because I want to educate as many other self-storage owners and people coming into this industry as possible. I don't want people coming into this industry and competing on price. It's not about competing on price. There's enough business, there's enough customers for us all to go around. I'll give you an example. My landlord, if he's listening to this, he's probably going to get, what? Oh, how dare you? But it's true. My landlord has come in in Beverley and opened up against me. And what has he done? He sliced prices, and it's made it more difficult for me. But ultimately, it's made it difficult for him as well, because he's not getting the net return. He's been too greedy straight away. If it had just been careful and considerate with pricing, then there's enough customers in Beverley for us both to get to be very, very wealthy and run a really good business. But no, he's come in and he sliced my prices. Literally, I don't know, for example, say I'm 60 quid for a container. He's like 40 quid. You can still be cheaper than me, but you don't have to slice it by that much. You can go maybe 50 quid or 55 quid. You can be a little bit cheaper. You don't have to slice my prices and to get customers. Anybody can do that. Any business can slice price and the cheapest ones out there. That's not the correct way to do business, because it's hard. Then what happens is, and I've got to match your prices, and it's worse for me. And ultimately, I've done a little bit of a deep dive since they've opened up. It's costing me £600 a month extra, from when they started to where we was when they started to where we are now. It's cost me £600. Don't get me wrong, our revenue management is on point, and so we've got loads of extra units rent free. So in the summer, then we'll be taking more money. However, at the minute, we're taking £600 less per month than we was when they started with the inception. And the problem is that they slice the prices. And what we've got to do then is do a price match, try to talk customers around, and ultimately we've got to compete, because we don't want to lose business. We've got open units, we've got units there. And so we have cut our prices as well. And then what will happen is they'll cut their prices, we'll cut our pricing. And you don't want to get into that position. You don't want to get into that, because then you become a commodity. As soon as anybody becomes a commodity, it's all about price. And we never, ever want to be just about price. When you're just about price, then it's a race to the bottom, and you don't want to win that race. If you win that race, congratulations, well done. But if I would love just to have had a meeting and just to have had a conversation, just said, hey, I tell you what, okay, you want to be cheaper than me, that's absolutely fine. You can be that price, we'll be this price. We still think that we've got a better unit, so therefore, whatever. And so you can get the price sensitive customers, we'll get the quality sensitive customers, and you'll be happy, we'll be happy, but you'll be happier than you are right now, because you've still got the customers for, I don't know, £5 a week cheaper than me rather than £20 a week cheaper than me. And so I just think the biggest threat to self-storage right now is silly self-storage operators, stupid self-storage operators that aren't intelligent, and I understand that it's like me saying that I'm calling my landlord stupid and stuff, but obviously he's not stupid, because he's got a very, very successful business in another industry. But what I'm saying is that he's not educated in self-storage. And I don't know, if you just took a step back and thought about it, then it'd have been much more profitable. It'd have been exactly the same. It'd still got the same customers, but it'd be more profitable because they'd get more rent per square foot. And yes, I understand that. I always say in the early stage, it's not about the price per square foot. It's about the occupancy. However, he'd have still got the occupancy with a good square foot rate as well. And so I just feel like that when we first open, we've got to do our due diligence. If you don't do your due diligence, then you're on the back foot straight away. Then you are competing on price. But if you do your due diligence correctly, and you know that the criteria, you know the demographic, you know there's a need and want and for self-storage, then you can operate at a fair rate. You don't need to be slashing prices. You don't need to be doing these fancy, stupid offers. We can all operate at a very, very successful level, high operating occupancy, high operating net square footage price. And so that's one of the reasons I do this podcast as well, because I just think the more educated we all are, then the better that you serve your customers and you serve your shareholders, you serve yourself, you're more profit, etc. And yeah, that's one of the big reasons that I do this podcast. And the more educated we all get, the better we are. And I try to educate myself every single day and listen and learn as much as possible. But yeah, I do. Maybe, do you know what? Maybe it's just me sour grapes and thinking, bloody hell, £600 a month. £600 a month, yeah, it's not £7,200 a year. It's not going to break the bank. It's not going to kill me. However, there's enough customers there for us both to be very, very profitable. I want to be making 150,000 net profit from this little site in Beverley every single year. I think that's the bare minimum that I should be making. And what I don't want is people coming in and slashing prices because they haven't taken a step back, they haven't thought about it, and they haven't executed a correct strategy, which hopefully the more educated we get as self-storage owners and operators, the more mature, the maturer this industry becomes, then the better operators that we all become collectively. This has happened in America, that new people come in, think self-storage is easy, and they have new competition. AJ Osborne I'm in his mastermind, and he Self-Storage Income podcast, by the way. He's an absolute devil for talking about this. he keeps on banging on and saying, look, we've got to be educated operators. This is exactly why he does a podcast as well in America, because he wants to educate everybody in that industry, because we don't want to be competing on price. We shouldn't be. We don't need to be. If you've done the homework and you know there's a need for it's undersupplied for self-storage, and you don't need to be competing on price. You don't need to be too cheap. And there's a bottom line, and we should never really go past it. Maybe, like I said, maybe it's me sour grapes because I'm losing £600 a month. I don't know. But I just wanted to put that out there, because a lot of people, I get so many questions asking, why do you do this? What are you doing this for? And ultimately, the bottom line is because I enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. All right, guys. As you can see, anybody watching me on YouTube or LinkedIn, it's getting dark, but I tell you what, it's only 8 o'clock, and these light nights are absolutely awesome. It's been a beautiful day today. I've recorded this a week or so in advance by the time it comes out. So I know that next week, when this podcast comes out, it's supposed to be raining and stuff. But yeah, I love it. All right, guys, girls, thank you so much for listening. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you next Monday. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.